Hey boys, your sleepless god is back with another video of what if Midoriya was a big chill part 8. Last time we left off, uh, our basically the team crew who got captured, and Nezu started talking to the basically the main branches of the unit, trying to find the new species or new quirk. As it basically said, now all of you have badges now, and if someone does not have a badge, instantaneously lock them down or shut down the area and try to move them somewhere else. Also, Nezu did a deal with the basically the crew that they captured, and saying, you give us information and you go find the aliens, we'll give you full scholarship, and we'll give you money. And the group, basically team, said, yeah, sure, we'll do it. Also, that Percy and Annabeth drilled all the way up to the surface, and when they got out of their thing, Percy heard like a shrill scream. As that's where we left off. Let's start the video. As Percy turns straight around as he sees Annabeth stuck with basically like a needle, as they shove down something like a greenish, like bluish liquid, and it slowly droops her eyes as it just makes her crumble. As you see, like almost 75 guys just in the immediate areas, all like some of them with like their fireworks loaded, some of them with like actual guns and all that shit, as the main boss guy with like red skin and like almost kind of this darkish green eye, saying, you know why I'm here. It's not for peace, it's not for happiness. I need you. And you're gonna need me in a couple seconds. Because what I gave her was a valiant poison. That if I don't stop it, as he pours out, if he grabs a vial. If I don't give her this injection, I don't know what this quirk she has is or anything like that, but she'll only last 24 hours. As Midoriya looks at him and says, you idiot. As you see, like, Midoriya's like skin like almost start changing a little bit as it gets like more armored, it almost like more glittery, as like you see his entire like body almost kind of like skin almost start peeling, as you see like red, just all red, as all of his skin just gets almost peeled off, as it just burns all in flames, like all the skin just burns, as it's just all red, and just says, give me it now. As you see the big boss just back up a couple steps and say, what are you? As he just says, I'm a monster. As you see a giant, as he instantly tries to drop it, as the entire time freezes, like it goes super slow motion, as you see Midoriya walk over, grab the vial, grab the guy in the throat, and just chuck him. As time goes back to normal, when he chucks him, he goes through like a boulder and then hits the mountain that they're nearby. As all the people look at him, as they start backing up, as one guy pulls out a gun and fires, as time just freezes again, as Midoriya just freezes all these people all together as the bullet itself just dissipates, just like freezes with everyone else. As you can just, the weather starts to change, as it starts to snow, as Midoriya looks at Annabeth, stabs her with the needle, like injecting her, as he picks him up, as he hears some of the pro heroes start climbing up the hill, as he sees the pro heroes he first saw before this start climbing up the hill, as he puts Annabeth into the drill, as he like climbs up, as he shuts the door, as he drills straight down where he first came up by, as the red parts of his skin start going back to blue, as he takes like a sharp turn, as he like drills an entire, like another cavern, as they start moving, as we change viewpoints, to the crew. That's what I'm going to call them. It's the crew that got captured. Bob, Jericho, Annie, and names fucking suck, and Mikey. As Jericho basically starts, you can see Jericho just like sand all around him. Basically, Jericho looking through everywhere, like in the mountains everywhere. As you can see Bob, Annie, and Mikey all by a campfire, as they're all looking at each other and saying, so first off, let's talk about 3 things. 1, where do you think they could be? Number 2, how could we find them in the first place? And number 3, how can capture them in the first place anyways? They have a massive drill that they almost escape from if we've seen it before. Their power set is ice, and I don't know if we can fight them, and we have no idea what any of their weaknesses are. As we see sand starts to build up again, as we see Jericho. As Jericho says, I scoured everywhere, top to bottom of all the mountain tops of the cave that we saw, plus a little bit more, and I didn't find a thing. As Mikey's just like, gosh, okay. How can we find them in the first place? Mikey, think. The ice. As all of them look at him, and he's like, what do you mean the ice? He's like, it has to have specific properties to the creature itself. Obviously, because we've never seen ice like that. It's hard as almost stone. We could take some of the ice itself, bring it back to Nezu itself, and look at it and see if there's any indication of like soil destruction or anything like that that might show that there was that there is some way we can find any of this. As like Jericho's like, yeah, that could work, but how can we find it in the ice? Like, it's like the first cave we saw, the entire door is made out of it. If not a lot of it is destroyed, we could possibly use it to check, just make sure. As they hear like a ringing sound, as you see Mikey pull out a phone, as he's like, yeah. As he's like, yeah. Okay, we'll be there. Yeah, yeah, okay, I get it. So he hangs up the phone and he's like, time to go back for the group mission. Is there like, why? He's like, Nezu got a little bit more information from one of the other groups, and also Big Boss, the boss that hired us. They found him, half dead, and the other guy's frozen in ice. So, yeah, I think there's something happening. As you see, as we're switching locations again to Percy and Annabeth, as Percy's basically just drilling through the earth, as Annabeth is still passed out, as Annabeth is starting to heat up, basically warming up to the point where she shouldn't be, especially for their kind. She shouldn't be this hot. As he's like, I can only think of one place where we can go that is safe. As he drills up just a little bit, to not to the point to breach the ground, but just break it a little bit, as he makes himself intangible, as he grabs her and makes her intangible in property of him being intangible himself, as he flies up to the original cave that we were in. As he flies in, as he basically freezes the door, as he wraps Annabeth in his own cloak, trying to keep him cold with his own very freezing body heat, as he's basically keeping her as cool as possible. As we switch back to Nezu, as Nezu is like, he looks at all of the bosses of the crew and Mikey now with his entire crew, because he said, I don't leave anyone out. And Bob is in the crew too, so he's like off to the side a little bit, but he's still in there. He's just like twiddling with his fingers a little bit. Oh, sorry. As the group 3, and he's like, we just see them, the alien like beings that we were trying to find. As he says, what do they look like? And he says, exactly as the report says before this, cloaked figures. One of that we saw had blue eyes and like almost like this bluish cloak. But the second one, it seems like it morphed or changed or something like that. Had a red cloak and just red almost everything. As when he left, it felt like he had a aura of just power about him. As Nezir says, does that mean he changed the weather, or was that something totally different? As they say, we don't know, but now it is heavily snowing onto the ground right now, and we cannot find anything through this weather right now, and it's stormy. As Nezu looks and says, okay, every one of you to go back to your rooms, sleep, relax, and then when this weather takes out, we will start searching again. As he looks at all of them and he's like, are you okay with that? As everyone salutes. As all of them start walking out except Mikey. As Mikey walks up and says, Nezu, my old friend. As Nezu's like, I just met you literally yesterday. What do you want, kid? As we kind of thought of an idea. Cross-patching the ice itself to go find it, picking the ice from the door that we first went into, cross-patterning and searching it to figure out if there's any type of ice that we've seen before like this, cross-patterning that, and figuring out maybe they have a home base somewhere that we can go to to see if there's any, the creatures there. They have to sleep, and with the creature that we've seen using this much power, especially making a storm, as you can see right outside, like the massive windows, you see a tire, just snow everywhere. He must be tired, he must be sleepy, so he must have to sleep. And this is when we strike. Like, talk to him, try to figure out any planning, but this is when we have to do it. Right now. As Nezir says, are you sending out your group on this mission? As Mikey says, I will not trust anyone else. As Nezir looks down and says, fine, you can do it. But only 2 of you can go. The rest have to stay here. Fine with that? As Mikey salutes him and says, absolutely. As we pop back to a jail cell, and a man with black and green hair. As he locked up to a bench, as he's trying to struggle, as he's like, I shouldn't be treated like this. I'm part of the Lord. I'm a figure of Jesus. As you hear just someone say, shut the fuck up. You kidnapped a child. You're not a figure of Jesus. You're a figure of the devil. Shut the hell up. As he's like starts screaming, starts struggling, just trying to get out. As that's where we blank out. As we see Percy and Annabeth snuggling up together, basically, as Annabeth wakes up. As Annabeth looks up, sees Percy, and just leans back down, closes her eyes, and falls back to sleep. As that's where we're ending off of this video. Hope you like it. Also, whoever commented, what if Midoriya was Optimus Prime? I don't know who you think I am. I'm not that creative. I can't do it. But I am going to do something different. I'm going to do, what if Ben 10 knew how to do ancient magic? Hope you guys like it. Hope you guys like this video. Just remember to like the video, comment down below what else you want me to do, and also subscribe. See ya.